They realize more of who they are. They pass through a gateway that exists within their own energy body that allows for them to return to the point of view that they are able to then see where they have been creating that entire reality altogether along with all of you. It allows them to shift into a point of view where they become aware again of their spiritual contracts in a much more direct way, and it also links them to a variety of other incarnational themes they are simultaneously having. Remember that even though the animal is dying in that way, once the animal more fully returns to the level of spirit, it is not in a point of view of suffering. It returns to a level of understanding of why it chose that incarnation and why it chose that particular death. Understanding the suffering of the animal only occurs when the animal is actually alive. Once the animal has then died, it is no longer suffering because it's not in that reality point of view anymore. It's back in the point of view of being pure spirit.
So would you be able to speak about one animal specifically? Her name was Mary, the elephant, and the way she died was truly horrible.
All right, well, what would you like to know about her?
Is she okay?
Remember, of course she is okay. You are all fundamentally okay. Even when you die, you're fundamentally okay. You could say you're actually more okay when you die than when you're alive, because when you're dead, you are not really dead. You've expanded into more of your greater spiritual consciousness, where you actually regain more clarity into the physical reality experience, as well as your underlying spiritual dimensions. So, of course, she is okay. You're all okay. Whether or not you're living or whether or not you have transcended the living experience, into which you would call then the spiritualized experience. So number one, she is absolutely okay. Number two, understanding she has in that sense returned back to her soul level of consciousness, as well as through a particular gateway that represents animal consciousness, where she is able to bring her teachings that she experienced while she was alive to the greater spiritual community of the animal kingdom, where in many ways they were able to then, the animal kingdom, that is the spiritualized sense of it, was able to observe her life in its totality, so they could essentially take notes and learn more about humanity. So that way new animal consciousnesses that would then incarnate into Earth would have a greater understanding of what is possible for them, what humans are capable of, and why humans do these things in the first place. When she then transitioned from being the incarnated elements to then being her overall consciousness, she was able to remember why people chose this. Understanding from that point of view, once she made that transition, she was also able to then disseminate a variety of teachings to not only the people that were responsible for her death, but also their descendants. Understanding it was in many ways a co-creation between her and those that were involved in the death, where they then were able to receive many of those spiritual lessons and her spiritual points of view, to then invoke a collective change within that group consciousness of the humans to ensure that they would at least have an understanding of why what they are doing is not supportive of a balanced life on your world.
Amazing. Thank you.
Yes.